After a period of intense volatility, the crypto market seems to be settling. So are investors shrugging off concerns over issues like the conflict in Ukraine? Welcome to the Daily Forkast, March 25th, 2022. I'm Megha Chaddah of Forkast, covering all things blockchain. It's been a good week for crypto markets, with Ethereum, Solana and Cardano all making double-digit gains over the past 7 days. We'll take a look at why, plus a whole lot more coming up. Let's get you up to speed from Asia to the world.
Join thousands of NFT traders who already start their day on CryptoSlam.
Let's kick off with the latest on China's ongoing efforts to stamp out crypto mining. The country's anti-graft watchdog has warned that authorities are keeping a close eye on possible corruption behind underground crypto mining, which has persisted despite a government ban. China's Central Commission for Discipline Inspection, or CCDI, said that some state-owned entity employees have been using public resources to mine crypto. It went on to say that its branch in eastern province of Zhejiang found 48 illegal crypto mining suspects after randomly raiding 20 state entities and 36 IP addresses. And back in November, Xiao Yi, a former provincial level official in the southeastern province of Jiangxi, was removed from office and expelled from the Communist Party after he was accused of abusing his power to support mining activities. China imposed a blanket ban on mining in September last year, and the CCDI has now said that violations of discipline will be resolutely investigated and severely punished. Not mincing words there. Meanwhile, in Russia, with the sanctions hurting the economy, the country is considering accepting Bitcoin for oil and gas. Russia's Energy Committee Chairman Pavel Zavalny has proposed allowing Bitcoin or national currencies as payment options for energy exports to countries it deems friendly, such as Turkey and China. He went on to propose gold and the Russian ruble as payment options for other countries. That follows President Vladimir Putin's recent demand for unfriendly countries to use rubles for such transactions, which the European Union rejected. The price of oil has surged since Russia invaded Ukraine, with crude oil per barrel rising by 18% over the last month, while natural gas jumped 22.5%. Russia remains a major energy supplier to Europe, with some European Union member states, such as Germany, opposing the ban on Russian oil. You can find those stories and more at Forkast.News. Over in the markets, after months of high volatility brought on by concerns over global affairs, including the conflict in Ukraine, crypto markets have begun to settle, making steady gains over the past week. Forkast's Lachlan Keller takes a look at the market action.
After reaching a peak market cap of over $3 trillion, a series of global shocks have seen crypto prices fall roughly 40%. However, things may now be on the mend, with Bitcoin trading at around the $44,000 mark Friday lunchtime in Asia, up more than 8% over the past week. One expert told Forkast, while the volatility that surrounded global affairs has calmed down, inflation will be around for some time, and that could be positive for Bitcoin.
The hedge narrative for Bitcoin still remains true. It may not have performed as strongly as some other assets like gold in the very, very short run, but in the medium run, and of course in the long run, Bitcoin is a very high performant, non-correlated asset class.
Ethereum has also been a strong performer, gaining 12% over the last 7 days, and Miller expects more upside to come.
The merge to staking, proof of stake, is a big moment for that network. It seems to be getting closer and closer.
The merge will signal the end of proof of work for Ethereum, which should make it more sustainable and eco-friendly. In another major milestone for the industry, banking giant Goldman Sachs became the first major US bank to conduct an over-the-counter crypto options trade earlier this week. And Terra founder Do Kwon announced it was planning on buying $10 billion worth of Bitcoin for its algorithmic stablecoin ecosystem's reserves, which Miller also sees as having a positive impact.
The view that Bitcoin in particular can be a reserve asset, that's a narrative that we've seen. That's a long longer story that we've seen over the past 12 months. Entity after entity kind of coming into this space and looking at adding assets to their balance sheet, including governments, with El Salvador and their proposed bond.
For Forecast, I'm Lachlan Keller.
And finally, South Korean crypto companies must abide by a new law from today. The country has mandated the Financial Action Task Force, or FATF's anti-money laundering guidelines, which are known as the Travel Rule. But experts believe this development puts access to crypto and DeFi at stake. Forecast Danny Park takes a look at how it could affect South Korea's image as a crypto hub.
South Korea's decree on having virtual asset service providers, or VASPs, follow the global travel rule has gone into full implementation today. The travel rule introduced by the FATF advises digital asset companies to collect and disclose the sender and receiver's information in any transactions of over $1,000 to counter money laundering and terrorist financing. But last year, Seoul took a further step by legally mandating the FATF's guideline for all transactions of over 1 million Korean won, or roughly $820, but gave companies a year's grace period to prepare. In response, Dunamu, the operator of Korea's largest crypto exchange, Upbit, established a solution system named Verify VASP, while the rest of the Big Four, Bithumb, CoinOne, and Corbit, joined hands to build another solution system named Code. However, as each exchange can implement the law in any way it wishes, the varying rules have caused chaos for users, many of whom use multiple platforms to invest. Baek Kun-jong, COO of digital asset banking platform Sandbank, tells Forecast that the new travel rule will leave most of South Korea's 5.5 million crypto investors puzzled, but it may not have a major impact for decentralized finance, or DeFi, and non-fungible tokens.
평소에 암호화폐 투자를 많이 하던 사람들이야 어디로 출금이 된다 안 된다 같은 것들이 이제 얘기가 나올 때마다 바로바로 이해가 될 거예요. 근데 그렇지 않은 사람들이 훨씬 더 많을 거 아니에요. 이제 혼란이 굉장히 가중되겠고 결국 그 피해는 다 투자자들 몫이죠.
Despite the uncertainties, one expert believes a travel rule will do good for the local crypto space in the long run.
이 가상자산이 가지는 큰 위험성 중에 하나가 가상자산 거래의 익명성이거든요. 그 익명성 때문에 어떤 불법 자금을 추적한다든가 어떤 탈세라든가 그리고 어떤 여러 가지 불법 자금을 형성하는 데 있어서는 이 추적의 한계, 추적을 제대로 못해서 오는 리스크가, 그래서 이 트러블 시행은 이제 가상자산 시장이 더욱 건전화되고 그 투자자 보호를 위한 안정장치가 좀 될 것으로 판단하고 있습니다.
For Forecast, I'm Danny Park.
And that's the Daily Forecast, bringing you the key updates from the blockchain world, Monday to Friday, from our vantage point right here in Asia. For more, visit Forkast.News. I'm Megha Chaddah. Until next time.